right, drum roll. I've got a cool one. We did a video on this earlier, but we're gonna take another look at it. It's just too cool not to. This is in the Hall of Fame of bursts, if there was one. In my opinion, I've been watching this guitar for a long time. I've known about it. I've had good friends of mine own it in the past. And it's just so cool to see it in the shop finally after all these years, seeing it from afar. This is the 1960 burst that belonged to Howard Leese of Heart and Bad Company, AKA Leesa. Fun story, when I was like, I don't know, 7 or 8, my old man was having like his 40th birthday party. We lived in this funky neighborhood. My mom was a hairstylist. We were just getting the shop going off. Hairstylist I should probably call again. But moral of that story is you never saw cool cars in this neighborhood. And on that 40th birthday, I remember Howard Leese showed up in a blue Ferrari with sheepskin seat covers, you know, some babe with him, and showed up to this party, this outdoor party with a bunch of hippies and stuff, and got up and played Heart songs. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a rock star. It was like, it was bigger than reality seeing that just like roll up into this little cul-de-sac. All the kids kind of came out. Anyways, through and through rockstar. So I've known about Howard Leese since I was that tall, and because of that, I've just kind of followed this instrument. I just got it from a friend of mine who has been collecting for like 50 years, and he's kind of in this burst thing the last couple decades where it's like, get my hands on as many as possible. He's a good player. He's like a historian. He's a lover of all instruments from this era, and he's had several bursts. So he really, you know, usually has them for 6 months or so, and I'll get a call, and it was so exciting to find out that this was on the docket. Anyways, it's just kind of a special instrument to me. It's really cool to see in the shop. It's known as Leesa burst. There's a great photo of when he got it originally. He didn't buy it new, but you know, just hair down to his waist, just totally like rocked out, picking up this burst, you know, in like the 70s or something like that. Heart's a local band. We're friends with all those guys. Roger, I grew up with all the kids. So Heart, Howard Leese, burst, it's just a thing for me. And I love this instrument. So I've spent a lot of time with this and just kind of diving into it. It's your classic 60 neck. So you've got this thinner neck. I get asked about that a lot. I always dug 60s. I think they're just like mean, angry guitars. And there are some variances in them. They get really bladey. They're known as like the blade neck if they're super, super thin. This is just like classic 60. It's not a pencil. It's definitely not the early 60, 59 spec neck. It's just exactly what you expect from a good old 60 Les Paul. It's kind of got that 50s appointments going on, right? You have the right knobs, amber switch tip. It's not that later 60 burst that's really red. It looks like a cool kind of honey tea 59 almost. And it's an interesting guitar depending on the angle. Like when you look at it flat, right off the bat, I noticed it's got this really cool, unique grain. It almost has like this eye here. That's the first thing that I always noticed from afar. And it just had this really beautiful wood grain. What I didn't expect from all the photos, and I understand why, because it's kind of hard to capture it, but if light hits this or some movement, there's so much action on top. It is faded, but there's tons of flame. So whenever we're doing photos or like handing it to a guy to play, you just kind of stop and say, is that the same guitar? And that's what I love about burst. It is all original, except a long time ago. You know, these are kind of swirly necks in general, and you've seen them before if you follow bursts from the 60s with them being thinner necks. If at some point in the history somebody over-tightens the truss rod, it can cause a tiny little hairline deal here. Seen it a million times. There was one recently that had that, and I was talking to Bonamassa about it. It's just like, it's a typical deal. So this had that done, who knows when, worked a little, you know, hide glue in there and a tiny little just finish just to kind of seal it so you can see it when you blacklight it. You can't really see it with the naked eye. Whoever did it a long time ago did it really well. They knew what they were handling. I'm sure Howard had it done, but that's it. Totally structurally sound, ready to go. The guitar rips. It has a extremely loud PAF in the bridge. It actually rates over 9K. So that's kind of unheard of. I mean, 7.65 is good. You get to 8. Crazy how hot that bridge pickup is. And you can hear it. There's like, the middle position almost sounds like an out of phase. Like you can get like Steve Cropper on steroids because it does this out of phase thing with PAFs. I don't know, so unique. So I always was like, man, if somebody's not in love with like, hey, I'm not a total Les Paul guy, but I like the idea, I like the powerful pickups, I like the coverage, but want something a little outside the box, It has a capability of doing that. Now, don't get me wrong, you plug into a Marshall like we'll do with Aaron, it rips. Like, you can easily achieve that burst thing. But I've sat with this thing where you can just back off and get like this whole other palette of tones that honestly, I haven't heard a lot of guitars do. So that was a really cool surprise. It just kind of ties in with, you know, the remarkable history of this thing. Howard Leese is a legend in my mind, and to many others. Heart, Bad Company. He's an authority on guitars. He's had world-class collections. My experiences with him, purchasing things, even when I was 7 years old, he was a gentleman. I haven't talked to him in a while, but I gotta ring him and let him know I have his old guitar. And Howard, if you want it, man, call us up. We'll give you a cool deal, but I don't think this one will last long. It's been fun enjoying it while it's here. But we're gonna hand it over to Aaron. Want to show you guys this and tell you why I love it so much. So there you go, 1960 Les Paul Standard Leesa.